Hello, my dear friends. This is Effing Controller, and we're playing more Uncharted Waters New Horizons, and we are playing as Ernst, and we are in Bordeaux. And it's good that we're in Bordeaux because we want to buy a couple things that, well, actually I just think one thing that we're going to need if we're going to go anywhere interesting. And I did get a recommendation from a user by the name of Lord Matt Carl, asking us to go and set up an opium monopoly in China. And while I would love nothing more than to sling drugs in this game, this is a Nintendo game, regrettably, and drugs don't exist in their magical world, so we're not going to be doing that. We're going to see if we can find a suitable replacement, and I think that going to China is still a perfectly fine goal. So we're going to head east. And in order to do that, though, we're going to need a ship that's a little bit more, herky. That's a word I like to use. It's part of my own language. Deal with it. This guy's going to give us advice about ships. He basically, I think, says something like, well, you can buy new ships, which are good and clean and designed to your specifications, or you can buy used ships, which are cheap and sold as is. We're looking for a used ship. We could probably afford a new ship. There's all kinds of different types. There's all kinds of different kinds. These are all fairly good ships, but we want something pronto. And the specific kind of ship that I want is not here. So we're going to have to do a little bit of searching for it, because I love it. It's my favorite ship in the game. And sailing without it just feels like, I don't know, having one boot on. So we're gonna, I don't know, I'm not a cowboy. Where the hell did that come from? We are going to also look for somebody here in Bordeaux who we want to have accompany us on our little jaunt over to the Orient. As I mentioned, cafes are where you can find other navigators and so on, and this is the guy we're looking for. Jacob Walwalk. He's from The Matrix. Alright. He's a blue-eyed devil on top of it. Let's treat him. Now, when they respond with just a thank you, they usually are not terribly interested in joining your crew. I don't know if that's actually... I mean, I'm sure that if I ask him to join us, though, he'll probably join us. 30 gold is pretty decent. Alright, so the reason why we want this Jacob Joker is because... Let's look at his character info. You can see he's got those little scales of justice at the bottom left. Those are actually not scales of justice. That indicates that he has the bookkeeping skill. So he's able to help us with negotiating better or getting better prices on goods. That's really, really important, especially because we are going to be trading our way to China and seeing if we can find a suitable replacement for opium. I think I have some ideas, actually. There's really, if you're trying to figure out how to trade in this game, if you know anything about historic trade routes, spice obviously is a huge trade good, so if you buy anything in the Spice Islands or in India or anything and bring it back to Europe, you're going to make a profit. There's other mechanics that enter into it, though, like, obviously, efficiency. If you're going to be sailing back and forth from Europe, or from the East Indies to Europe, it's going to take a long time, and you're not necessarily going to be making a huge amount of money doing that. We're going to try and do something that's a little bit more interval-based, I guess. I don't know how else to phrase that. So we're going to actually kind of meander down towards the coast of Africa and see if... Oh, no, that's right. And see if we can find the boat that I'm looking for. And then from there, we're going to start on our way, but we're going to be trading periodically as we go towards China. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, I really don't care at this point. So I'm all talked out. Trying to remember other ports where that ship type I'm looking for might be located. We're going to hang out in front of Lisbon for a little bit, and then go in. Shops are closed during the night. In most cases, the only exception to that would be the lodge, and the cafe is open fairly late as well. Okay, let's see if they have anything good here. Ah, perfect. Just what we're looking for. So this is just This is a great, great ship. You can see that it has the little sail icon at 100 and then the little refresh button looking thing at 95. The top one, the refresh thing, is maneuverability, and the one below that is just its speed. This is probably the fastest ship in the game overall. I think that there's a couple possible exceptions to that, but this is a great ship. We are going to buy this. We're going to buy the shit out of this. And it is really expensive for what it is, but we're going to see if we can negotiate him down a little bit. Cut the price and... No. Fine. Actually, that reminds me. I think... There's this whole screen here where you can select who your first mate is, who your bookkeeper is, and then who your chief navigator is. I don't know what chief navigator does. I think it might give whoever is named that a little bit more experience. But our bookkeeper is going to be Jacob. And I think he's going to help us with the negotiation here. If I, oh shit. If I talk to this guy now. Alright, let's try this again. That is just an excellent ship. Excellent. So yeah, he's saying, yeah, this is probably what he'll be willing to let us walk out of here with. That didn't come out right. This is the lowest price he'll take. Derp. Alright. Okay, so... what was the name? Somebody gave me a name for a ship. Crap. That's not the name of the ship. I'm trying to remember what they wanted me to name it. Hang on a sec. Okay, I just looked at the comments, and Influx wants me to name this the HMS Bumfondle. You can see it says 5 characters there, so we're going to have to omit the HMS, but we can call it the Bumfondle, which we certainly will. It hyphenates it for some reason. I think it's just to let you decide how it's hyphenated. Don't know exactly why, but... Good lord. And by all means, if you guys have great suggestions, other than this, for instance, anything unlike this would be great. Actually, I'm really happy about this recommendation for a ship name. Oh, and he tells us that we need to go get a crew for this piece of shit. It's actually not a piece of shit, it's a great boat. What was I saying? Oh yeah, if you guys have recommendations for ship names and port names, again, I'm all ears, please let me know. And I need to also remodel this ship that I just bought. The Bumfondle. Excellent. Yeah, we're gonna have to pay for that. I'm gonna up it to 40. Maybe... I can't remember how I like to kind of ideally rig these out. I think 40 is sufficient. We're gonna have room for no guns, and that's gonna be perfect. Okay. We're also gonna sell the Mercator, so we're gonna transfer all the crew off of that. That's not the right one. That audio thing is hilarious. No men on that. And then... Alright. And we're also going to transfer all the cargo off. Alright. Kind of tedious, I guess, to watch, but just so you know that I'm doing it. Alrighty. Good to go. Oh, I should have just sold the ship. Oh! Alright. I'm getting my shit together. There's our dinky little ship. It's going away. So the Bumfondle is now our flagship. Fantastic. Thank you, Jacob. Now we also need to reassign our crew. Bear with me, folks. This'll all be over with in just a minute. There we go. Okay. Doesn't really matter who your first mate is, I suppose. I don't know if it grants you any benefits to like the speed of your ship or anything like that, but I'm just doing it to be fully correct here. Oh, and this is another place where you can sell discoveries, but we're not dealing with them. All right. Wait, nope, I don't want crewmen. I do want crewmen. Carlotta is the only cafe owner with her own graphic for reasons that you would understand if you played through a few of the other storylines. We're gonna keep that on the DL, though. I'm gonna buy everybody a shitload of tea. Yes, I did, and I kinda don't give a shit. Oh, wow, that's way too many. We're only gonna have room for 27. Throw these jerks onto the bum fondle. Alright. And we're gonna have to rearrange our crew assignments. I'm gonna put that to 67. Let's see how that looks. It's got that little wheelie thing in red, so maybe I did this whole refitting thing wrong. We're gonna find out, I guess, but... And also that speed is really not very high. But we'll find out again. Okay. Now, if I fully supply this thing is going to be able to go forever. So we're going to have to change that up a little bit. We're going to just load... We'll just put 60 of each on. Because we do want to trade some goods, and actually that reminds me we need to jog back up to Holland. There we go. That's good. Hopefully this thing goes like it normally does. Yeah, we're sailing into the wind, and we're making 17 knots. Ridiculous. Always buy this ship. I cannot stress this enough. This is so important. I mean, you can buy other ships that are perfectly good, but this ship is awesome. This ship is just makes playing this game a complete and absolute pleasure. That's awkward. Alright, so we're going to Amsterdam, and we're going to buy some trade goods that we're going to use to kind of... I don't know if I would necessarily call it gaming the system, but we're going to make some money off of this. Because, I mean, as much money as we have now, we're going to need to use pretty much all of it in order to make it through this trip. Unless we trade. And this is important. Every port in the game, if it's affiliated with a country, makes you pay a huge amount of tax, which is totally obnoxious. We're going to actually buy some glass beads here, though, and they're, as you can see, they're a whopping 3 gold lot. We're not even going to bother negotiating that down, either. We're going to get 244 loads of glass beads, and we're going to take it on our little voyage with us. Yes, I know. I don't care. They will keep bugging you about that unless you go and talk to him, so be prepared to see that a lot. Alright. So me and my galley slaves are heading south. That is interesting because you basically pay these guys to come on board and they're going to be rowing. Poor bastards. Oh well, who cares? It's a game. Slavery doesn't exist. Glass beads, while I'm thinking of it, are one of the most crucial elements to kind of destroying the trade system in this game. You can see that they had a really low price, and that's important. We'll see why here in a minute, but the way that the trade system works in this game is kind of unrealistic and kind of ridiculous. And glass beads will demonstrate that beautifully for us. This is Santa Cruz, and as you can see, since it's outside of continental Europe, I guess, you do get a little bit of fame for just discovering it. And while we're here, we're going to supply up. It's a neutral port. Normally it is affiliated with Spain. but something has happened to keep that from happening, I guess. Well, geez, it's like the first one we've gone to that's outside of Europe. It's not even really that far, and it's a Spanish colony. I hope that they don't do this repeatedly as we go through ports. I know that there are points in his story where he will continually babble with with Paula, and it gets a little bit irritating, but we'll just have to go through it together, you guys, as a team. Okay, so there's another port that I'm looking for. Let's see if I can find it. Whoops, that's not where I'm looking for. What am I doing? That's what it is, okay. Oh, I bet it's to the north. I'm just doing this while I'm in the neighborhood, because part of Ernst's mission is to map everything, and if we can map everything in a relatively efficient manner, which I'm apparently unable to do, then it saves us some time in the long run. Okay, I am apparently really lost. I'm looking for Madeira. There it is. Madeira is also a really good port for trade because it will eventually sell you gold, which is huge. Obviously, I mean, it's a pretty high value trade good. Oh my god. Just, can you wait, like, for at least 5 ports? We're not even really looking that hard. Ugh. Fortunately, this ship is fairly cheap to operate, unless you are an idiot like me and don't know where you're going. But now we should be back on track. I just wanted to jog up there and discover that port. Oh, that's good to know. If you sail directly north from Santa Cruz, you will find Madeira. So I'm kind of hugging the coast here, and I think you'll see why here in a moment. There's a port there. We're going to bypass it, though. There's Bathurst, which I don't think was called that, because it says 1523 or whatever. 1522, whatever. So far, so good. All of those ports have some fairly interesting trade goods. But we're going to bypass them in favor of some slightly more interesting ones. And just so you guys are oriented, I'll show you where we are on the map. We're making really good time, because the La Real that we bought is ridiculously fast. It's an excellent, excellent ship. Okay. Let's see if I can find a port around here. Maybe I can't. I thought that there was one. So I want to go up that river, but I don't feel like I have enough supplies to really do it. There's nothing up that one. Well, I'll be damned. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's good. Okay. Boy, I might have to... Oh. They changed the dialogue a bit. Apparently Mercator's maps are fabulous! I gotta stop saying fabulous like that. It's just not worth it. Worth what? I don't know. I'll load up the bum fondle. And we're gonna actually backtrack now. I probably should have just docked at Abidjan or whatever that's pronounced as. And then gone up the river there, but whatever. That's another river that we'll have to explore. Rivers are just generally full of discoveries, so anytime you see one, definitely sail up it if you're playing as Ernst or anybody like that. Let's see what's over here. Nothing! But I do know that there's something up this way. Not this way, the other way. Yay! Timbuktu! We're gonna go to Timbuktu, folks. It's a neutral port. Timbuktu, if you invest in it, has some outstanding trade goods. Well, not outstanding, they're just pretty good. Let's see what this chick has to say about Timbuktu. Okay. Thank you, signpost woman with slightly more to say. I am not a newcomer. I know exactly what I'm doing. Believe it or not. Let's see what they have here. If it's just ivory, they do have gold, but it's pretty expensive. So I was just actually just checking to see what the price was like here. I wonder if I can actually sell off some of my beads. See, okay, so we bought those beads for 3 a lot. That's a huge profit margin, as you can see. Now, the thing about the beads, though, is you're really not trading them for the profit. You're trading them to basically fuck with the traders. And I'll show you, well, should I do it here or not? I don't know. I was thinking about trading here, but that price of gold isn't very good, so we're not going to bother, I guess. I take back everything I just said. But again, it's good to get up to Timbuktu because it's kind of out of the way. And, jeez. Paula is just a nuisance. Unbelievable. Hope she makes herself useful somehow. Wink, wink. Oh, that's gross. I'm sorry. Alright. Let's just get the hell out of here before Chris Hansen busts in on me. Okay, we gotta get to this little village here. Awesome. I didn't know that didn't take any entertaining. The Clay Mosque. Supposedly the ruins of a golden city in the Sahara. Time has taken its toll, but the work of conscientious desert dwellers have helped preserve this ancient structure. It might also have something to do with the fact that it's in a desert. Just a hunch. I don't know very much about archaeology, but I know that those conditions can sometimes be quite favorable to the preservation of archaeological ruins. Oh my god. / Indiana Jones. Alright. Let's go back down towards Luanda. And actually we'll go up to that river and hopefully not starve to death. I think that's like the Congo or something. I believe it is. Oh, good. Whoops. Overshot it a little. Might have to entertain here. Yeah. I know exactly what this is, and I'm slightly perturbed. For multiple reasons, I guess. Let's get this up to 10. Usually it is in multiples of 10 that they will work with you. So we'll get this back up to 20 now. See what they have to tell us. Damn. 25? Okay. Damn it. But like I say, the more that you have to entertain them, the more valuable the discovery generally is. Oh my god! Monster! And it's a rainbow dinosaur! The Mokele Mubembe. Basically the African equivalent of Nessie. Yes, this is in the game. I don't think it exists. We're gonna just move right along. Now, fortunately, though, that had the side effect of making my crew, well, decreasing the number of my crew so that I don't have to worry about food as much. But I will recruit back up because even though we're going fairly fast, we can go faster. So we're going to go to Luanda and try and get some more sailors. Now, the reason I was hugging the coast earlier is that there are oftentimes storms along the west coast of Africa. That didn't happen, amazingly. That never... I've never had it happen where I've made a trip down the coast there and not run into a storm. The defense against storms is to just park your ship and go ashore, and for some reason that keeps you from getting damaged. We're going to buy everybody a round of coconut milk. Actually, we'll see if we can just recruit people. No, we're going to have to treat people. We'll buy 40, I don't know. Yes, fine. That actually, I think, was that exactly... Oh, 14. That's perfect. Pretty close, anyway. Horseshoes and hand grenades. Okay, let's see if there's anybody here that we can recruit. Sometimes, even in these kind of far-flung ports, you'll find people who will join up with you. Usually they're... Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say usually they're not any good, but that's not true. There's quite a few good navigators in far-flung ports. So, the dialogue in these changes depending on how high your adventurer fame is. And as you can see, we're accruing quite a bit, so that's good. Let's go on down south a little bit more. We've still got a bunch of glass beads that we need to unload somewhere, so I think I've got an idea of where we're going to do that now that I'm remembering how the game kind of works. Sailing past the incredibly small Kalahari Desert here. Like I was saying, I mean, the maps in this game aren't perfect. They're much better than the predecessor, but they are still kind of cheesy, I guess. I don't know. Uh-oh. I've got a bad feeling about this. Oh my god! St. Elmo's Fire, for those of you who are unfamiliar with various nautical lore. And it does a little disco dance around us. Whoa! Burn, baby, burn. We're alive. Thank goodness. Alright, well that was fun. You'll you'll run into those every now and then in various places around the globe. With really no rhyme or reason as to where they happen. So, that's just one of those little weird phenomena in the game. Ooh. How much food do we have? Yeah, let's go ahead and get this. So we've discovered Cape Town, which I believe didn't exist at this point, but that's okay. Okay, we're gonna have to entertain, apparently. And this one's really dumb that you have to entertain for, but... we'll just humor the game, I guess. Yes, it's Diaz's monument. This is the monument that Bartolome Diaz... It sounded like freaking Desi Arnaz there, I'm sorry, folks. That he erected when he rounded the Cape of Good Hope. And we're going to go back to Cape Town and pay it a visit. And I think I will actually stop here. We've gone to the south tip of Africa, and we're going to round it and make our way to China. So we're making good progress. This has been Effing Controller, and I will see you all soon? Later? Who knows? Bye-bye.